Good morning. We are looking toward downtown Fargo here this morning. We've got some quiet weather to start things off, but things will be changing. We've got snow on the way today and cold to follow here as well. Here's a look at the radar. We've got some snow showers already showing up on the radar in our western and southern viewing areas this morning, and those areas will be the first, of course, to pick up some of that light snow as it's starting to develop. And this will gradually start to fill in, and we'll see this lifting northward very gradually through the day. And that means just little by little, we'll be building up some snow totals here in the valley. This stretches from Sisseton up through Jamestown and beyond from there into western parts of the state as well. If you're in Fargo, still pretty quiet right now, though we're not very far away from those areas of light snow. Grand Forks, quiet at the moment, and it's going to take a lot longer for this to impact places like Baudette and Roseau here this morning. Checking out your winds and looking at the direction here, you can see winds are starting to make a shift to a more easterly direction as this system rolls in. That's also where we've got wind speeds into the teens right now. Over to the east, it's a lot quieter so far. We're looking at some calm reports or less than 10-mile-per-hour wind reports too. That's also where it's colder. We're down to 6 below in Roseau. This is a taste of what we've got to come. 4 below in Baudette and 2 below in Bemidji. 13 above in Fargo right now and 7 in Grand Forks. You can tell where the warmer air has started to approach, where we've had the cloud cover move in overhead. So this morning, the clouds roll in, if we haven't seen them already, and we'll be dealing with those snow showers as well, taking over. 9 a.m. we're looking at them filling in a little bit more as we progress through the morning hours and approaching the Fargo-Moorhead area at that point, maybe seeing a few flakes before then. This band continues to work its way northward through the noon hour, and getting into the afternoon, you can see this really starts to shift into the central northern valley for a little while. We're looking at some steady snow, steady light snow underneath this. Temperatures, big range here. You can see that this is a boundary, a temperature boundary, because we're looking at some single digits up along the Canadian border for your highs today, whereas in the south, some upper teens to some low 20s, and right in that zone of transition is where we're getting those snow showers. This continues into this evening. This is 6 o'clock, and we start to get that snow start to shift again farther south and east, and it expands a little bit more later into the evening hours tonight. So for some of us, it might take a while before we get our snow chances increasing here today, and the morning drive might be just fine, but getting into the afternoon and evening, that's when it's going to start to get a little bit worse. So make sure that you have all of your winter weather gear in your car with you as you're heading into work today. By 10 o'clock, we're looking again at those snow showers continuing. Now moving into the overnight hours, that starts to shift to the south and east, and gradually we see this wind down by tomorrow morning. There may still be some areas of some light snow tomorrow, but generally speaking, it should be winding down at that point. By the time we're waking up around this time, or even maybe a couple of hours later, we'll see those snow showers, and we'll still have the wind. We'll have some wind with this system, not as intense as it could be, but we're looking at wind speeds that are gusting into the 20s to maybe 30 miles per hour, enough to cause some blowing and drifting snow, and cold air moving in behind it. You can see those numbers in the negative range tomorrow morning, spreading a little farther west, and as we continue to progress through the day, that wind will just continue to pull in that colder air, and it'll just be a struggle to warm up. It's dry air. We'll get the clouds out of here. We'll get some sunshine, but it will be rather cold here for your Thursday. Temperatures making their way only into the single numbers for many places, some teens in the south, but that's about it. So quiet and clear eventually tomorrow night after this system. So snowfall potential, there's going to be a couple of bands here that end up bringing some of us a little bit more than others. On the edges of this system, a lot less, maybe not much snow at all, but the farther you go into the heart of the valley, that's the better bet for that 3 to 6 inch range. Some of us more in that 2 to 4 range on the edges of that heavier band. And if you need to head west, that's where the heaviest snow will be, over by Minot and Bismarck and beyond. We're looking at a gorgeous sunrise in this photo. This is in the Cummings area. Thanks, Bobby. And we will maybe get to see the sunrise in our eastern viewing area, but a lot of us underneath the clouds here to start off this morning in advance of those snow chances, and that will continue into tomorrow for the winter solstice. And Friday and into Saturday, another little round of snow, and this one brings another shot, an even stronger shot of cold air. And we're looking at a couple, maybe a few days of sub-zero temperatures.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Lisa. If you don't have all of your gifts, we have you covered coming up next on the Valley Today.